Good evening, dreamers, and welcome back once again to the Mystic Escape. I'm your host, Dion Mystique, amateur writer, and today, or whatever time of the day it is for you, we're going to jump off into chapter 2. Now, I'm going to begin this off with an apology. I have employment outside this, so I had to be up at the job. Now, I'm not making excuses, I'm just letting you know why I was gone last night and why you didn't hear from me, and I apologize for that, so don't be too mad at me. Well, also I need to apologize, because I tried yesterday. I tried recording all of chapter 2 yesterday in one video, like I said I was going to do, was trying to get my prompts, but I could not do that. Actually, chapter 2 is a lot more lengthy than what I thought it was. It went from 30 minutes to an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'm like, oh my goodness. But I read with so much pronunciation and characterization and syntax and diction that it comes off a lot longer than what I want it to be. So what we're going to do is today we're going to separate chapter 2 into different segments, just like with the resolutions for the world is in your hands. And also I did some proofreading and editing on the prelude chapter 1 and the world is in your hands segment, the different decisions. So if you want to read over that and get a more updated experience, please do so. Also for chapter 2, it's in the same part, the same chapter, so I'm going to post chapter 2 in each of these videos so you can follow along. And you don't have to leave your spot because all of chapter 2 will be uploaded today, so you'll be able to follow along or you can read over it yourself, okay? Now, before we get into this, I'm going to ask that you get comfortable, please. And you know, get yourself a sippy, a munchy, smoky, whatever you do, and you know, come back and just chill. You know, it's all about love here. I want to make sure that all of you are, you know, relaxed. And forewarning, just a warning, chapter 2 is a little more graphic than how it was in the resolutions for the world is in your hands. So this is a forewarning. So for anybody who, you know, gets kind of easily disturbed or whatever it is, you know, I apologize beforehand. But I warn you now, the experience is outrageous. And it's actually a lot of fun, especially since I'm going to get to do my voice acting for you, so I'm excited. We're going to take those 10 seconds, for me at least. You can pause the video for however long you want to, but we're going to do it for 10 seconds. Starting right now, pause it. And we're back. Thank you for staying with us, my dreamers. All right, here we go. This is the first segment. All right. Chapter 2, Transcendence. The skies of Fiorentina twinkle with scattered stardust, and moonlight decorates the atmosphere with illustrious silver brilliance. A large portion of the sky, due west, is lit with the final projections of Johnny's Nova Fabulum, something all late-night wanderers enjoy during these unpromised times. How sad. In the midst of a world on the brink of extinction, all people can do is revel. It's to be expected, unfortunately, considering the Fiorentines' ignorance and poor social conduct. Conflicting aromas and stenches rule the airways of the side of the city, the commercial district. This is mostly due to the government's awkward taste of placing pubs and restaurants so close together. The scents clash, creating an atmosphere that would upset many commuters, especially those who aren't used to this type of climate. And if your nose is as sensitive as mine, you know what I'm talking about. To the determined Claudio and Angel, who are currently escorting the narcotized Leonardo to the local hospital, the commercial district is a place they would rather not venture during the night time because they know the dangers lurking the soundless darkness. Not soldiers marching along, toting their guns and singing their song. Leonardo keeps them entertained as his younger brother and their friend see him to safety. He laughs in inebriation, dazed, confused, and amused by everything. Even in the deepest of stupors, he's still trying to make someone smile. One got the shot and fell down dead, so 98 soldiers marched in their stead. He slurs, his loved ones keeping him afoot. You two are so boring, seriously. You should lighten up. Devil to party a little. Leo, you're much heavier than you look, so could you please stop wobbling around so much? Angel's sternness tickles Leonardo instead of tranquilizing his erratic behavior. It's only to be expected, considering his drugged mentality and his weakened motor skills. Claudio looks to his elder brother with worry in his eyes, worry that doesn't miss Angel's perception. We're almost there, the lattermost says to calm his friend down. The hospital is just a block from here, and they won't be closing anytime soon. Not for all the shit faces roaming these parts. Oh, Angelo said a bad word and needs to be punished with the snoopies and the boopies and the whoopies and the pretty colors. Leo, cut it out. You're hurting my shoulders, goddammit. Jeez. D, next time, slap the shit out of me if we do something like this without an automobile, okay? Claudio smiles upon Angel's sarcasm, despite the severity of their situation. He's being sarcastic. He's trying to get some type of humor out of it, considering it's pretty bad right now. But remember, if you've read the decisions/resolutions of the world is in your hands segment, you're going to start seeing some things that are going to make you say, huh, oh, what the fuck? But watch. The realities are about to start converging. Watch this. He then looks forward to notice a bench in the distance. It would be foolish to rest there, given Leonardo's condition, but with the way things are looking for his fellow supporter, their travels will eventually end horribly. Hang in there, Gigi. We're almost to the hospital, Claudio encourages. I know Leonardo is a handful right now, but we must persist for his sake. His supportive words invigorate Angel, who adjusts his posture for the road ahead. Then, suddenly, Claudio comes to a halt, which immediately provokes Angel to do the same. A most curious development, considering Claudio was initially in a hurry to get his elder brother to the local hospital. These memories, Claudio says, his cryptic words making little sense to Angel. Where are they coming from? Why am I... Then, as if things couldn't get any more awkward, Leonardo stands with recovered balance and leaves his arms from Claudio and Angel's shoulders. Convergence. The latter can do nothing but stare at him, as the elder Sanatoria brother adjusts his collar and composes himself with masculine charm. Unbelievable. It's as if he's made a full recovery. Leo, are you all right? Angel's voice, it brings a smile to the elder Sanatoria brother's face. To hear his name being addressed with concern from him. As Leonardo turns to Angel and his younger brother, his revealed smile is enough to respond with 1,000 confirmations. Sentences confessing so much, yet these sentences have yet to find their way to Leonardo's lips. You're high on jet, so this is kind of, Angel analyzes. This kind of recovery, it's impossible. At the most, it should take a jet or a couple of hours to sober up, but you, Leo, you should be in a hospital bed. Seriously, you don't have to play cool for our sake, okay? Leonardo folds his arms and closes his eyes, bearing a grin befitting of an A-list movie star. Yes, it's almost as if his initial condition were nothing more than an act, and his loved ones were members of an audience of two. Convergence. Angel's beside himself with anger and annoyance, but Claudio, as Angel looks at him, he doesn't see the same reaction. He sees conviction and maturity beyond his years. Oh, excuse me, dreamers. Oh my goodness. Oh, my throat. My apologies. It'll be fine, Angelo. Really. Because the way has been made by them. Leonardo's statement regains his attention and reintroduces him to a side of the elder Sanatoria brother he initially thought was long lost. A look of affection in his eyes. Affection and concern for the both of them. No prejudice or exceptions whatsoever. To answer Claudio's concerns, they made resolutions that make my recovery possible. When he's saying they, he's talking about other versions of he and Claudio and Angel. All right. Okay, they make decisions that make my recovery possible. Leonardo says, further convoluting the situation. And these memories, they are our own, only they're from another version of this reality. While we traveled from the serpent in another timeline, our alternate incarnations died twice. Their sacrifices served an incredible purpose. I know it sounds like monotonous, but it's true. Uh-huh, convergence. Alternate incarnations died twice? Another version of this reality. Angel battles with reason and truth, receiving nothing but confusion. Presently, Leonardo is not making any sense to him because the way hasn't been made for him, only the Sonatoria brothers. The reason why that is, y'all, is because in the third decision, only their Haley domes, the Sonatoria brothers, these two, were returned to them. So they got a huge bulk of their memories back. That didn't happen for Angel. He didn't have that luxury, so he doesn't remember anything. At least not right now. Leo, look, I don't know what you're talking about, and even if you explained further, I probably wouldn't understand. Angel addresses, attempting to maintain a leveled head for his friend's sake. I, regardless, it's good to see you're doing better, but we still need to get you to a hospital. Thank you for your concerns, Angelo. But that is no longer needed. No longer. What? Leo, seriously. The time will come when you understand everything. For now, I ask that you trust us. I'm just fine, Angelo. Calm yourself. Please. You hear that love in his voice? For a moment, Angel displayed emotions he thought were also long lost. Due to the pain of continuously failing to save Leonardo from the De Aquino's influences, and that's in this reality. Remember, Gaia exists, Fiorentina itself is a contradiction. So these memories right now that he's remembering, they're not real. Just hearing Leonardo speak clearly and reasonably is enough to ignite a small spark in his heart. A swift wind brushes the empty Longoria Avenue, which flows into the Primera Bridge and leads to the suburban district. Angelo, I know this is sudden, but I kindly ask that you join us for the evening. Leonardo extends, his gesture protective in nature, and yet somewhat foreboding. Miss Gloria should be on her way back to your home country for a few days, so it would be unwise for you to be at home alone tonight. Claudia looks to his elder brother confusedly. Leonardo, I am not trying to impose on our friend. Only look out for him. Is that all, big brother? He just got called out. Claudio's question, while simple, was extended with a depth of emotion and understanding Leonardo wasn't prepared for. He really wasn't, y'all. He looks to his younger brother, realizing what he's implying. Something he wouldn't dare mention to Angel, or anyone else for that matter. And even in this reality, I'm just going to say it's still kind of taboo to be in a same-sex relationship. So it's something he's having a hard time dealing with. So the stigma is still present here in Fiorentina, despite it being a different reality. So it's one of those real world problems that people can relate to. Some people still live under that stigma that something or someone is it's going to, come out and make them feel a certain way. Like when Dante got pissed at Angel and called him a queer. That still shows the phobia is present in this world. So it's more realistic this way, at least for a lot of people. One, I should say, a minority in between that. Continuing along, just trying to cover that. Let's see. I agree, Gigi. You should spend the night. It will be like old times. Claudio supports his younger brother's suggestion, focusing his concerns on their friend. And I'm sure Giovanna and Marcello will enjoy your company. They ask about you quite often, especially since they admire you so. Angel looks away, holds his left elbow and balls his free fist. This gesture is a sign that Angel is dreadfully unsure about spending the night with his friends, his reaction of which the brothers are familiar with, registers successfully. You're safe with us, Gigi. I promise. I know you have had troubling experiences in the past with Fiorentina, but we will not let her take you. So please, join us tonight. He's remembering. Claudio's remembering everything. Their world, real world, their one true reality. He remembers how close Angel was with his family and how his presence impacted their lives. He remembers Gloria, Angel's beloved mother, and how she'd spend a lot of time with his mother on the weekends. He also remembers the positive male structure his father gave Angel, though it did little to substitute the void in his heart, and that shows that Angel has some daddy issues. All right. Even more, he remembers the strength and maturity Angel gave his younger siblings. We're talking about Marcello and Giovanna, who will be introduced in the next segment of Chapter 2. Aside from regularly spending time with Claudio and Leonardo, this is the lasting impression Angel left with the Sanatoria, and despite the enemy resolution that made this conflicted reality possible, as well as the Crimson Knight's wish, these memories are still true. They made sure of that, and that's the other incarnations. I don't know why I'm hesitating, honestly, but I just... Angel returns his attention to the brothers to notice Claudio's hand extended to him. I feel constrained, broken, somehow, because I don't remember. I felt like this for an hour or so. And the memories before then, they're empty, as if they never existed to begin with. He dares to reach out to Claudio and take his extended hand, but his hand retires to his chest, confessing a sense of insecurity. Leonardo recognizes this manner of self-retreat. Angel has a darker side that he keeps hidden behind a feigned smile and, in the true reality, confided in Leonardo. This connection, though Angel's current state keeps it shrouded in darkness, is what drove him to support Claudio's motion to help him. Now you see where that connection comes from. Angel has a lot of confidence. He confided in Leonardo quite a bit, and that led to a an arising of emotions in Leonardo. He's one of those hopeless romantics. So the way he's coming off, you can tell that he's actually in love with Angel. So that's he's recognizing way too much. When you know someone like that, you got feelings for them, and that's real talk. T. Leonardo, Leo. Mhm. I want to understand why I feel so empty inside, but I'm afraid that when I do realize this truth, it will paralyze me to no end. Maybe a little bonding time is exactly what I need. Besides, Mother won't be back for another week, so yeah, it gets boring back at the condo. Now, when it's in parentheses, they're speaking in a language, an alternate language. Angel is actually Cantonese and Cuban. So, yeah, I know. So, his second language, he's actually trilingual. He speaks English, actually quadrilingual. He speaks English, Italian, which the Signatory brothers are. He speaks a little bit of Cantonese, or the Chinese language, some Mandarin, and he speaks a little Spanish. So when he addresses his mother, he calls her by um, the Spanish name, which is madre or mama. You know, so for anyone who can speak like Spanish or something like that, or whatever type of language you would like to sub in there, that's something you can do. It doesn't matter what is, you know? All right. So, is it a yes? Of course, D, it's a yes. The tender moment is ruined by a sudden gust from the north that makes it difficult for Angel to stand. He falls into Claudio's arms by accident as Leonardo moves forward and, with inhuman reflexes, catches a solid mass within a storm, maneuvers and tosses it to the right with masterful skill. And that shows you he has some martial arts experience. Each of the knights studies a certain martial art. And Leonardo, he studies kind of like a mixture of Muay Thai and straight out boxing. So he's very sharp and very fast. So he's one of the characters that's like that. So it's pretty cool, you know. All right. Angel and Claudio observe as the mask takes form. A punkish fellow of foreboding blacks and violets, bearing contacts that make his eyes like that of a serpent. He appears Asiatic in culture, but the allure of his presence is poisonous, and his venomous smile seals his cruel intentions. What the? Who are you? Angel's anxiety receives the man's silence amid the storm, as strings of what seemed like a spider's web entangle him, almost to the point of being encased in it. The same happens to the Sanatori brothers before they are separated and airbound by the web as the storm dies down. In these moments, two more punkers, a man and a woman, appear and take a place at the first punker's side. Angel observes the trio from his aerial confines, beside himself with confusion. This is insanity. Insanity. You three, don't you work for Dante? He recognizes Yachi, Quanche, and Lenwan, right? I'm guessing he sent you here to have a little fun with us. Angel looks down to notice a curious connection between his party and theirs. Yachi, the lady of the trio, is apparently the weaver of this web. From her very being extends ghostly threads of fireflies, gathered to mimic the said material that's relative to arachnids. She controls this web by willpower alone. To him, such a thing should be impossible, but apparently scientific law doesn't apply to these people. They are knights, Claudio explains, much to Angel's enlightenment. Uh, Exceptionally strong ones. Their structure, their skill, incredible. That word, knight, it stands out to Angel. It rings true, as if it's something he should already know, but a cruel unknown keeps his memory shrouded in obscurity. Claudio looks to him to see his expression, this expression upon his face, an empty expression. Sad and confused, but otherwise like amorphous void. I cannot force you to remember anything, Gigi. And I would never do that. You know this, but please, absorb what's happening. Gigi, this is your chance to understand. On your terms, on your time. And that second expression, I'm changing that to stare. I don't want to sound redundant. So you'll see the changes that I've made on the document when you're reading along with me. So I apologize. Lanwan, despite his silence, has grown tired of Claudio. Hearing his strength, it's enough to provoke violence from the malevolent knight. His fingers unbuckled to reveal razor-sharp claw rings upon them. Claws sharp enough to sever human flesh with a single scratch. With a fierce leap does the knight bypass Leonardo at virtually untraceable speeds, before somehow ricocheting in midair and doing the same to Angel and then Claudio, and repeating the same gesture over and over again. Well, I should correct myself earlier. They don't study a certain martial art. They actually mimic and place into martial form the characteristics and survival skills and things like that the Heliodome they represent. So their Heliodome teaches them how to fight or how to survive. So it's more of a spiritual connection. So we can't really put a label on the type of fighting style they use. So I apologize for that. And you see that they don't fight like normal people. So it's yeah. Remember when I said Saint Seiya? Well, that's the type of connection they have. At first, it doesn't hurt at all, but within mere seconds, their clothes rip and tear. Their bodies sprout bleeding lacerations, blood raining from their tormenting frames. At this rate, Angel, Claudio, and Leonardo, they're about to die. That's enough, Lanwan. It looks like they get the point. The restraining Yachi finally speaks, her first words a commandment to her fellow knight. Lanwan obeys her command, returning to her side with a single ricochet from thin air. It's uncertain how he managed to execute such a technique, but it can only be assumed that it involved the usage of fireflies. Quan Shay also takes a place at Yachi's side, the three taking a moment to observe their victims' maimed, bloodied, and limped bodies. They're literally dead. Angel, Claudio, and Leonardo, they're dead now. That was a fierce and brutal attack. People do die in this story, but like I said before, crazy shit happens, so keep listening. Look at them. It's like standing in a meat locker. Yachi coolly taunts. Good job, boys. But I wanted to get one last good look at them. Excuse me. No slips of the tongue. These so-called mythic beast knights. In the original reality, these punks troubled us to no end. Now look at them. Pitiful, near death, fading shadows of what they used to be. It's almost sad. Yeah, huge emphasis on almost. Pansies. Maybe we should leave them like this, and set an example for the entire city. What do you say? Despite the delicious malevolence of Conche's suggestion, it just won't do. Dante ordered them to finish the job that Mark Antony couldn't handle. Thus, not a single trace of Angel and the Sonatorio brothers can be left behind. Right. The boss wouldn't like that. He realizes after observing his partner's silence. Quan Shay returns his attention to the victims as his personal fireflies excite around him. Fine. Then let me finish them. I've been waiting for this moment anyhow. For a long, long time. Quan Shay then separates himself from his partners with a single bound and skillfully lands in an almost demonish posture, mimicking that of a scorpion. The fireflies respond by illuminating him with radiant light of the coldest ebony. Quan Shay then engages his victims with a single bound. Venomous needle. The knight's soaring frame is like a shooting star from the deepest pit of the underworld, and, amazingly, the fireflies take form, that of a scorpion about to strike its prey. Quan Shay's wish is strong indeed, but not strong enough to outmaneuver the projection of Wyvern and Salamander. Crazy shit. Quan Shay collides into the Halidome's projections, detonating a wide-range explosion that proves too potent for him to handle. What the? Ah! Quan Shay is repelled with ease and smashed into the ground, rendering his body immobile, paralyzed. Damn it! This power. Yachi's web is also shredded into phantoms, releasing Angel and the Sonatorio brothers from their airborne confines. Wyvern and Salamander then augment their existences, creating fireflies that have an odd binding presence, one that keeps Angel and the Sonatorio brothers from falling to their deaths. They are kind of high in the air, so. Yachi's angered by these developments, but from what she remembers about the mythic beast knights, this was to be expected. This pain, I remember. It's all coming back to me. He should be dead. They all should be dead by now. But Angel opens his eyes filled with tears of realization. They were dead. But the decision that you made, all of you, resurrected them. Let's see. I was born into the Brotherhood, raised to be a cold-blooded killer. He reflects as visions rapidly cross his memory. These images revive pain that he's just remembered for as long as he's been in this reality. Angel closes his eyes, leaking a single tear. And that's all it takes to summon an old friend from the great beyond. I can't believe we made that mistake. There won't be a second time, I swear. Now, arise majestically. Garuda! Angel's teardrop wettens the earth beneath him before provoking a storm of fireflies mimicking the wind. A storm so potent that it repulses Yachi and Lanwan, knocking the latter back first into a streetlight, which virtually shatters his vertebrae into pieces. Yeah, ouch. Yachi has it easy. She's merely knocked away into an uncontrollable roll as Angel's firefly storm isn't moving inward, it's moving outward. Moving inward would be considered more dangerous, but moving outward, yeah, that blows shit away. All right. Let's see. Oh, my apologies. Yachi has it easy. She's merely knocked away into an uncontrollable roll, as Angel's firefly storm isn't moving inward, it's moving outward, generating ruinous winds that raise the area. Claudio and Leonardo open their eyes, lift their heads, and call upon their helidomes as well. Take flight. Wilvan! Spread your flame. Salamander. Their wheels join their fireflies, turning a mere windstorm into a flaming electrical tempest that causes great chaos on the streets. This phenomenal storm keeps the malevolent knights grounded, two who haven't much choice in the matter, for they have already been heavily injured before and during this point. Then it happens. As the storm disperses, leveling some of the surrounding area, Angel, Claudio, and Leonardo are seen donning jeweled silver armor, protecting the most vital parts of their body. Extending mail of a different color that links them together. This mail is unique, however, in that it doesn't look like rings but a soft material. A protective armored suit made from fireflies. The malevolent knights cannot help but awe at the reborn Garuda, Wyvern, and Salamander mythic beast knights. Let's see. My apologies, dears. I'm going to put something at the end it's actually regalia. So you'll better understand what's going on. So I apologize. Their armor is called regalia, which is a play on sacred treasures as well, just like Haley domes. All right. I remember your resolution, your selfish wish. The Wyvern Knight, Claudio, addresses their enemies as phantom fireflies lower his unit to the earth. Yachi stands to defend her comrades with honor, but she's incapable of moving forward. Their dimensions. The mythic beast knight's very presence is staggering, almost paralyzing to her, as she is now, Yachi couldn't dream of matching or besting them in combat. As their feet are set upon solid ground, the Wyvern Knight gazes into Yachi's eyes, striking her with fear. Let's see. His units. All right. As his unit's feet are set upon solid ground. My apologies, dears. It was one Dante made. He says, images of what led to the end of the world racing through his memory. Just the thoughts of what happened leaves a bitter sensation. Ah, damn. Y'all, I'm getting so into this that I'm losing myself. Just the thought of what happened leaves a bitter sensation in his heart. And I find it embarrassing and vexing, forgetting such foolishness. A world where the order is supreme and the brotherhood never existed. That sounds like the desire of a scorned child, which Dante just so happens to be. In the end, he thought of nothing but his pride, not the order or their ambitions. He did it to smite us. Such immaturity could never remake this world for the better or revive our true reality. Don't you see that? Don't you see how much this maniac has caused all of us? Look around you. Yachi and, despite their injuries, the injured Quan She and Lin Wan observed their surroundings. They're unaware of what's happening around them. The ignorant bystanders and the bypassers who currently exist on an alternate plane. You see, when knights of any caliber clash, as it was established, their confrontations are dealt in Purgatorio. Purgatorio is virtually the same realm as ours, but not quite the same. A thick veil of life and death energy, fireflies, conceals some happenings from everyone else. The only things seen are what many would consider inexplicable phenomena, all having great effect on the parallel world. So it's possible to be harmed or even killed by the violent wonders of a battle between knights. Uh-huh. That is what Purgatorio is. It's basically another layer of this reality that we live in. So you're roaming the realm of the dead. So, so knights become ghosts when they fight. But even if they become that, crazy shit still happens. Sort of like paranormal activity. So, yeah. From their alternate dimensional positions, Yachi, Quan She, and Lan Wan see fear and chaos. Their efforts have done nothing but awaken the dormant memories in Angel's heart, which led to the revival of 3 mythic beast regalia. They have failed in the worst way imaginable, but their failure was inevitable. This is due to the connection Angel, Claudio, and Leonardo have with their helidomes in the true reality. That bond, that powerful relationship between them, even if the enemy wished them separate forever, they would eventually find each other. Honey, talk about, yeah. I like that. All right. Let's see. Yachi, Quan She, Lin Wan, it has been fun. Leonardo folds his arms, bold and confident in the face of his enemies. He sees the illogic in what's happening. Thus, as the oldest among his company, Leonardo makes a valid statement. But should we continue this battle, all 3 of you will die. Dante would never show you mercy, but we, the Brotherhood, know the true meaning of it, its value. We are not issuing any proposals or truces, but do not get any bright ideas. In truth, this is the complete opposite, a proposal of silence. And it goes something like this. With lightning reflexes and Mach speed, Leonardo bypasses Yachi and stops several paces behind her. Her expressions, she seems startled, almost petrified, but her constant jittering proves there's life left in her body. Watch this. Leonardo's fists are lit with firefly flames, which means, yes, in the split second Leonardo rushed Yachi, he attacked her with his burning wish. Then, moments later, Yachi collapses face first onto the ground as wounds become apparent upon her visible flesh. And if anyone knows Salamander, both the real world and fictional confrontation are very fast, and they're able to get out of slippery situations. So he was very sly in the fact that not only did he lie to them and basically mind fuck them, but he attacked them yeah. So there's a lot of mind fucking. Yeah, this. So yay! All right. With the injuries you've received in this reality, you will never bother us ever again. consider this as just going easy on you because next time you're dead. Unfortunately, y'all, those three, the predatory knights, Yachi, Quan Shay, and Lin Wan, they were going to die anyway because they're going to die from their wounds. So you'll notice that later. They never escape purgatory. All right. Let's see. Claudio's piercing statement serves well in silencing the malevolent knights. However, Angel wastes no time. He leaps into the air and slashes the wind with his hands, raining air bursts shaped like crescents upon the fallen. As a result of this brutal pursuit, Yachi, Quan Shay, and Lan Wan are ripped to bloody shreds of what they once were. No mercy. This is the mindset of a Knight of Angel's caliber. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Claudio smirks at the airborne Garuda Knight. Well, let me correct myself. Angel kills them. See, you're a Halidome. The Garuda is a symbol of impetuous, violent force, of speed and of martial prowess. Merciless and unrestrained. Looks like those fools accomplished nothing but awakening the killer instinct within the hearts of their enemies. Yes, D. But they'll probably make a comeback in the next reality. Probably. Angel descends upon Spirefly currents and takes a place at Claudio's side to notice how far away Leonardo stands from them. You may be wondering why Leonardo wasn't injured by Angel's attack. This is due to the relationship Angel's Halidome has with his loved ones. Garuda is well aware that Angel cares about the Sanatoria, thus it will not harm them in any way, unless Angel wills it so. As Leonardo turns to his beloved comrades, they notice a dashing smile of satisfaction upon his face. Look, Claudio, it's an armored Cheshire cat. Angel teases, making Leonardo blush. This serves well in making Claudio giggle, since Leonardo has rather sharp, attractive eyes exuding felinity, as do the other men of the Sanatoria house. Since I'll be spending the night at your place, I need to head home to get a few things. Now, let's ditch this scene before anything else happens. As Angel and the Sanatoria brothers abandon the ruined Longoria Avenue, their Spireflies part from them, leaving their regalia from their bodies. With mirth and lightheartedness do they move onward. But behind their playful behavior lies an excess of pained feelings about what they had to do in order to survive. There are those who abhor murder and those who enjoy it. Then there are those who are stuck somewhere between, consumed by colliding chaoses, drowning in an ocean of morals or a lack thereof. Some kill for the purpose of upholding some duty or code of honor, and then there are those who administer death out of mercy. Being born into the brotherhood, Angel, Claudio, and Leonardo are three of many children raised to live such a life, where they constantly wrestle with reason and bloodlust. And this is where I will end that. This is the first scene. It's finished. Yay! But I went over 50 minutes, so it's just 3, maybe 4 more, and I apologize for that. Anyway, Dreamers, thank you for listening with me. RCS, rate, comment, subscribe, and be looking forward to the next portion of Chapter 2 within an hour or so. Okay? All right, blessings, dears. Have a good day. Or should I say, I'll be back. Oh, I'm still getting used to this, y'all. I'm still nervous, so I apologize. All right, take care, and I'll see you soon.